door with an agenda, and I will start carrying out that agenda that very day. I will bring to the Attorney General's office the same passion, the same determination, the same vision, and the same leadership that I had when I went into the Greene County Prosecutor's office. I will bring that same passion. I will bring that same energy. I'm an optimist. Fran says that anyone with 8 kids is, by definition, an optimist. And what we are about today, and the weeks and months ahead, is about optimism. It's about looking to the future, and about making Ohio the best it can be. Making it safe for our kids and our grandkids, and making it a place where they want to stay, where they want to raise their families, where they want to go to school, where they want to start a business, or engage in a profession, go to work. With strong leadership, I truly believe that Ohio's best days are ahead. Thank you very much. I'm more than happy to take any questions.
Why is now the right time to run for Attorney General, but a year ago when the vacancy was available, it wasn't the right time?
I'll tell you the truth. My defeat in the United States Senate was, as much as I did not like it, from a personal point of view, from a personal point of view, was fortuitous in the sense that my dad had died of cancer. My mother and dad, all of them both died within 4 days of each other last fall. My focus really, from the time that I left the Senate, the next several years was on them, was on the family, was on each of their families. So, I think that kind of answers the question.
Senator, the gun lobby has been critical of your voting record, and you said here a few minutes ago that one of your missions would be to keep guns out of the hands of criminals, not out of the law-abiding citizens. How do you respond to the record that you have on that?
I think that I have cast tens of thousands of votes in my career, serving in the state Senate for 20 years in the United States Congress. I don't think Fran probably agrees with everything. So, people will always disagree. I would ask to be judged by the totality of my record. I recognized very early on as prosecuting attorney, and then took that, understood when I was a state senator, to write a bill that said, if you use a gun in the commission of a felony, we're going to add additional time on your sentence. And no one can stop that from happening. The judge has to impose it. So I think I understand where most Ohioans come from, or every Ohioan, who thinks that the gun problem is a problem with criminals having guns and using in the commission of crime. I take a strong action in that area. Here in the state Senate, working with Senator Chris Jones, who's back there, and legislative assistant those days. And we got the driving bill passed, we got the mandatory sentencing bill. Kept up on crime issues and worked on crime issues for 20 years in the Judiciary Committee in the United States House of Representatives and the Senate combined. Took the lead in bringing money back to DCI here in Ohio. Understand how important databases are. And when I was lieutenant governor in between, my job under George Winovich was to be executive assistant in regard to 7 different cabinet positions that had to do with crime. So I have a background. I have the energy, I have the drive, and I think I also have the wisdom to understand that what people really expect today is an attorney general who just puts politics aside and says, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to call as I see them. That's my job. I'm going to do it.
Why did you decide to run for Attorney General instead of Governor?
I thought about a lot of things. And Fran and I, this has been a long process. Some people have said, why are you getting into this race so late? I remind everyone that the calendar, we're still, 16 months, 17 months general election, but I guess that's the sign of the times. Presidential campaigns last 3 years now, 4 years. And, Fran and I thought about this a lot. We talked about all the options. Yeah, and so one of the options was to continue to teach and not run for anything. But I looked at all the options, all of them, and came to the conclusion that this is where today I can have the most impact, where I can make a difference. The only reason anybody should get involved in politics is they want to make a difference. They want, it's not the campaign, you want to achieve the office, so then you can go in there with a specific agenda and get things done. I've got an agenda, I know what I want to do, I've got the background, I want to be the next Attorney General of the state of Ohio. That's what I'm doing.
By most accounts, Richard Cordray has not committed any major blunders in office, unlike his elected predecessor. What argument can you give voters for why he should be turned out of office after 2 years?
I think today is the day that I should talk about my vision for the future, and I try to do that in this evening. From here we go to Cleveland, and tomorrow we'll be in Akron, and Toledo, and other parts of Wyoming, and other parts of the state. So I want to talk about the future today. Talk about, I think people expect me to talk about my vision, and I'm confident enough in that vision. That's what we talk about today.
You're appealing now to essentially the same people who voted in 2006. In your mind, has the atmosphere that led to your defeat in 2006, as well as the setbacks in 2008 in Ohio, has that changed enough for 2010?
I will let you all determine the atmosphere and take the temperature of voters. I think my job is not really to do that. I think my job is to lay out my agenda. John Kennedy would say to lay before the people, the unfinished business of the state. Paraphrase. And I think the unfinished business of the state is to get the good folks at BCI some leadership, to get the backlog cleared up at BCI, to speak out on crime issues, to provide leadership in that area, to work with the prosecutors and sheriffs across the state, and make our community safe. I think that's the unfinished business of the state. And that's what I intend to do now.
Do you think the Attorney General's office has moved on from the scandals from last year?
Again, I'm not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about what people want me to talk about, my vision, where I want to take the state. Who else? Anybody else?
How important is it for candidates to share the philosophical views of the person at the head of the ticket? Have you talked with John Kasich? Do you share his basic philosophy?
I talked to John Kasich. If you will recall, better than probably anyone else in the room, John Kasich and I served in the House Senate. I'm only saying because most people don't know that. John and I served in the House Senate. He and I were elected to the United States House of Representatives. At one point, George came for president. At one point, George came for governor. The job of the Attorney General is a different job. The job of the Attorney General is to carry out the laws, to call it as he sees it. I will do that no matter who the governor is. But yes, I support John very much. I think he would hurt the government.
Given that history, did you support that proposal to phase out the state?
No, not really. That's that. In all seriousness, I think that people see me as someone who has been a legislator for 22 years. This job is not a legislative job, and I think that the first thing anybody who runs for the Attorney General needs to understand is what their role is and what the separation of power is. I understand that. You notice in my statement today, I said, if I have ideas about legislation, I'm going to go to people who all will make that decision. And I will present my case, and I'll try to persuade them that all of those decisions are made right here in the State House. I was a state senator once, and I have great respect for the men and women who serve here, and that's what their job is. The same way in regard to the government. I'm not going to tell the government what to do, nor am I going to tell the government what to do. Okay. Thank you all very much.